Greetings and welcome back to my channel. This is Miral Leon from whatnatureslog.com, and I'm here today to talk about the essential things that I've learned during my 7 years braid locks experience. So let's get started. Whether you just start locking or contemplate locking, or you're already a few years in your lock journey, I feel like this information could be helpful no matter where in your lock journey you are. So I've been braid locked for 7 years, and these are the essential things that I would like the world to know. One of the first things I've learned is don't get a retie while you're on your period. Why? Because your skin, your senses are extra heightened. Your skin is more sensitive during that time. And we all know this, but maybe you don't realize it. I realized it when I read an article that you shouldn't get a wax. You shouldn't get your body wax when you're on your period. I was like, whoa. And then I read how the skin and the hormones make the body more sensitive to pain. So I was like, okay, that's why that one time when I was in that chair getting a retie, I was in pain. So lesson number one, and this is of course for women only, don't get your retie or your hair done when you're on your period or just before getting your period. Next lesson, this one I got on a Sister Locks board on Facebook, Sister Locks group on Facebook. I didn't know it either. Don't wash your hair on the same day that you're gonna get a retie. Why? Oh, this is interesting. Actually, I know this from when I was just natural. Like, you shouldn't get braids after you've washed your hair and your hair is completely wet. Why? Because our hair shrinks naturally. So when you've washed your hair and it's not dry yet, it's not shrink to its natural state. So when you're gonna get a retie and your hair is wet, it's gonna add pressure to your scalp and to your locks, because the hair wants to go back to its natural state, but it can't because it's tied up in your lock. It's the same thing as when you add extensions to hair that's just washed. It's painful. You feel like this tension on your head because your hair wants to go back to its natural state within the braid, but it can't. It's just, the braid, the extension is keeping your braid, stretched. And that's the same thing is happening basically when you retie your locks. So the best thing to do is to wash your hair one day before, and then on the day itself you can spray the hair. And spraying the hair just with water is not the same thing as washing your hair when your hair is completely wet. Why? Because think about it, when you wash your hair and your hair is completely wet, after washing, your hair is clean, washed, it doesn't go back to its natural state unless it's completely dry. When there's just water on your head, a little bit sprayed water, your hair can dry easily. It's not a full lock, it's not your full hair. It can dry locally. So that's a whole difference. Washing your hair one day before adds less stress to your scalp and to your lock. That's the basic lesson. I feel like this is an important one that not many people know. So please, if you didn't know it, please like my video, share it, and tell the world about it. So another lesson that I've learned is that too much starch can cause flaky scalp. So this is actually not something I've learned, this is something my loctician taught me actually. Because I've never had flaky scalp or dandruff or any of those issues. But one time when I sat in her chair, she was like, oh, you have flake, I see a flake. I was like, huh? What? But never. She just relaxed and took a picture and showed it to me. I was like, whoa. And she was like, I don't care what anybody says, this means you had too much starch. I was like, and then I realized that I was buying those Japanese sweet potatoes, and I love them. I had 1 or 2 every day for months. It was a new thing, and I had it, and yes, they are full of starch. I never realized it. I mean, I stopped eating them because it was something new, and I ate it for 3 months. When I stopped, flaking stopped, and there's not too much starch in my diet either. So I was like, Adenike, you are right. She's like, I told you so. So it's strange, and I don't know if you have the same thing, I don't know, but if you have flaky scalp and you don't know how to get rid of it, maybe trying to like eat less starch, maybe that will help you. So, but this is a lesson that I've learned that I like to share with you. Instead of using water, spray your hair with a What Naturals Love hair growth tea instead of water. This is also one of the things I found out during a retie session when I asked my loctician Adenike to use the What Naturals Love hair growth tea instead of water. I brought my own bottle, I poured it myself, the tea, and yeah, she complied. So she sprayed my hair with the What Naturals Love hair growth tea. It's homemade tea. It's sold on whatnaturalslove.com, and she also immediately felt a difference. She said yes, the hair growth tea does make your hair feel softer, and it's the simple explanation is that water has minerals in it, calcium for instance, that hardens the water. So when you spray that, it may not soften your hair, I mean it wets your hair, so it's easier to do the retie, but it doesn't necessarily soften your roots. This tea does, because I use distilled water or filtered water, so a lot of minerals and all of those compounds are out of the water, but it's also the herbs. The herbs are really created to soften your hair, and you can feel that once you spray it on your hair. So my recommendation, my advice is go get yourself some What Naturals Love hair growth tea, pour it yourself and spray it on your scalp when you're gonna have a retie or just for maintenance. The last thing I recommend for everyone, whether you start locks, whether you are, I don't know how far in your journey, just get the inflatable hair spa basin. This is just a great way to cleanse your hair, and it's even just not for locks, it's just for everyone who just wants to cleanse their hair, and have just a luxury experience. It's just ideal. It's perfect for locks because you don't have to be in the shower for hours. You can rinse, repeat, and doing it again. It will save you money, it will save you time. It's an investment that you're gonna use all of your whole lock journey. So don't skim on it, just get yourself a hair spa basin. It cleanses your hair. It's a great experience. You can relax while you have your hair washed. I wish I had this from the start of my journey. So yes, you can get it at whatnaturalslove.com. If you get it from whatnaturalslove.com, you get a free hair, you get a free lock basin, you get a free. If you buy it from whatnaturalslove.com, you get a free lock balm, which is also amazing to cleanse your locks and make them smell fresh. So yes, I'm promoting my products now, but it's also a great experience for you to have. So those were my essential lessons. I hope you've learned a little bit. So those were my essential. Those were the essential things that I feel like you should know when you start locking or already in your lock journey. I hope you enjoyed this video. I would appreciate a like, a share, a shout out. Thanks for watching, and see you online.